Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Gurumantra Siksha Ka Granth. I am your educator Nidhi Dua and I warmly welcomes you at this platform. So guys, in today's lecture we are going to discuss a very important topic, that is about lipids. So as you all know, we have started chemistry of biomolecules in the previous lectures, that is section 9, and this is the another important topic of that particular section 9. Okay, so without any further delay, let's begin our today's topic. So our number one topic is about lipids. If we talk about lipids, lipids are the molecules that contains hydrocarbon and make up the building block of the structure and functions of the living cells. Okay. Example of lipids includes fats, oil, waxes, certain vitamins such as A, D, E, K, and mostly importantly the hormones of the human body. Or you can say fat and its derivatives are commonly known as the lipids. So now we are going to discuss about the certain important properties of lipids. If we talk about the number one property of lipids, lipids are the insoluble in water and soluble in organic solvents like acetone, chloroform, benzene, hot alcohol, ether. So you can conclude an important point that lipids are always insoluble in water while they are majorly soluble in organic solvents like acetone, chloroform, etc. Lipids also occurs in the protoplasm as a minute globules. Okay, now what is protoplasm? The colorless material comprising the living part of a cell, including the cytoplasm, nucleus and other organelles, is known as your protoplasm. And lipids always occurs in the protoplasm as the small or minute globules. Lipids also do not form any kind of polymers. Okay. Next point about lipids is lipids provide more energy as compared to carbohydrates. This is very important point when you compare carbohydrate and lipids with respect to the energy production or respect to the giving the energy, then lipids will provide the maximum energy. And also lipids requires less space for the storage as compared to carbohydrate molecules. Why the lipid molecules requires less space to store in the human body? Because lipids molecules are hydrophobic in nature and they are present in the condensed form. Okay. Animal stores maximum amount of food in the form of lipids, and lipid provides maximum amount of metabolic water when you oxidizes a lipid molecule as compared to the carbohydrate or protein molecule. Now we have the simple classification of lipids. Number one type of lipid is simple lipid or the neutral fats. So simple lipids are the esters of long fatty acid and alcohol. Okay. In majority of simple lipids, the alcohol is the trihydroxy sugar alcohol that is known as glycerol. So glycerol is your simple lipid and it is the majorly found in the simple lipids. Okay, and the alcohol is trihydroxy sugar alcohol, that is glycerol. 3 molecules of fatty acids are linked with 1 molecule of glycerol, and this type of linkage is known as ester bonding. And such type of lipids in which ester bonding is found are known as triglycerides. Okay, 3 molecules of water are released during the formation of triglycerides. Okay, this is very important point. In the formation of triglycerides, 3 molecules of waters are released. similar or different fatty acids that participate in the composition of fat molecules. Simple lipids contains two types of fatty acids. For example, saturated fatty acids, and another one is the unsaturated fatty acids. If we talk about the saturated fatty acids, these are that fatty acids in which all the carbon atom of hydrogen chain are saturated with only hydrogen atoms. For example, palmitic acid and stearic acid. You have to remember the example of saturated fatty acids as well as the unsaturated fatty acids. So in case of saturated fatty acid, you have two examples. Number one is palmitic acid and number two is stearic acid. Second is your unsaturated fatty acids. These are those fatty acids in which some carbon atoms are not fully occupied by the hydrogen atoms. And the example for unsaturated fatty acids are oleic acid, linoleic acid and linolenic acids. Okay, now we have another type of fatty acids, that is polyunsaturated fatty acids. Polyunsaturated fatty acids are those fatty acids with more than one double bonds present in the structure of unsaturated fatty acids. Example is linoleic acid, linolenic acid and arachidonic acids. Unsaturated fatty acids are also known as essential fatty acids. Why these are known as essential fatty acids? Because these type of unsaturated fatty acids can be synthesized in the body of an animal, or you can say body of the human. Simple lipids with saturated fatty remain solid at room temperature. Simple lipids with the saturated fatty acids exist as in the form of solid state at room temperature. Okay, and its example is fats. Next point is simple lipids with unsaturated fatty acids remain liquid at room temperature. For example, in case of oils. Now, if we talk about the reactivity of saturated fatty acids and unsaturated fatty acids, saturated fatty acids are less reactive. So, they tend to store in the body of an human and causes the obesity. While unsaturated fatty acids are more reactive. So, they participate in the metabolic reactions of the body, in the metabolism of the body. And this unsaturated fatty acids provides the energy. Okay. Oil with polyunsaturated are recommended by the physicians for the person who suffers from high blood cholesterol or cardiovascular diseases. This is because the increasing the proportion of polyunsaturated fatty acids or PUFA to saturated fatty acids without raising the fats in the diet tend to lower the cholesterol level in the blood. Now we have the VEXs. So this is also a very important point that VEXs are the monoglycerides with only one molecule of fatty acid attached to the monohydroxy alcohol. And you know it very well, VEXs plays an important role in providing the protection to the plant body as well as to the animal body. VEXs form the water-insoluble coatings on hairs, skin of body and stems, leaves and fruits of plants. Okay. These are some kinds of VEX and these are some important points you can see here on your screens. Okay. Next, if we talk about the second type of lipids, we have conjugated or compound lipids. Okay. First of all, we have the phospholipids that are also known as phosphatides. If you have two molecules of fatty acid, glycerol, H3PO4 and nitrogenous compound, then these all will make the phospholipids. Okay. Phospholipids are the most abundant type of lipids in the protoplasm. This is very important point. Phospholipids are the most abundant type of lipids in the protoplasm. Phospholipids have both hydrophilic polar and as well as the hydrophobic non-polar and. Hydrophilic polar ants is composed of H3PO4 and nitrogenous compound, while hydrophobic non-polar ant is composed of fatty acids. So phospholipids are known as amphipathic compounds because in phospholipids hydrophilic polar and as well as hydrophobic non-polar and can be found. Okay, so due to the property of amphipathic molecule, or you can say amphipathic compounds, due to this property phospholipids forms the bimolecular layer. Bimolecular layer structure in the cell membrane. Okay, so this is very important point, that is phospholipids are amphipathic in nature and these have the both polar and as well as non-polar and. Okay, next we have the some biologically important phospholipids. Number one we have is lecithin, or you can say phosphatidyl choline. Nitrogenous compounds in lecithin is choline. Okay, in blood lecithin functions as the carrier molecule. This blood lecithin helps in the transportation of other lipids. Second we have is cephalin. This cephalin is similar to the lecithin, but the nitrogenous compound is ethanolamine. And cephalin occurs in the nerve tissue, agog and blood platelets. Third category we have sphingolipids. These are also similar to the lecithin, but in place of the glycerol, it contains an amino alcohol sphingosine. That's why sphingolipids are also known as sphingomyelins. Okay. Next category we have glycerol. 2 fatty acids plus sphingosines plus galactose makes the glycerol. Example we have cerebroside, which occurs in the white matter of brain. Third category we have the derived lipids. Derived lipids are derived from the simple or compound lipids, or you can say conjugated lipids, and these derived lipids are very complex in structure. Derived lipids are insoluble in water and soluble in organic solvents. In case of derived lipids, we have our first category, that is steroids. So when you talk about the steroids, we have a very important point that steroids exhibits the tetracyclic structure. Okay, this is very important point, that steroids exhibits tetracyclic structure. Next is sterols. If you talk about the steroids, our number one category is sterols. In case of sterols, we talk about the alcoholic steroids. For example, cholesterol. Cholesterol abundantly occurs in brain, nervous tissue, adrenal gland and skin. Cholesterol always acts as a parental steroid. Why? Because this cholesterol can produce these several other important biologically steroids. Okay, the example for this derived cholesterol steroid is 7-dihydrocholesterol that occurs in the skin, and this 7-dihydroxo, or you can say 7-dihydrocholesterol, is a provitamin. On exposure to the ultraviolet radiation, this is transformed into the vitamin D. Cholesterol is also known as most decorated micromolecules in the biology. This is very important point. Okay. Next we have ergosterol. In case of sterols, ergosterols can be found in the oil seeds and in case of the fungi like yeast. And this ergosterol is the precursor, another form of vitamin D. Next we have the comprosterol that occurs in the fecal matter, and its decomposition of the cholesterol by colon bacteria. This is also very important point, and this was your PYQ. Next we have is bile acid. In case of bile acid, you have to learn that bile acid always helps in the emulsification of fats. Second category we have sterones. So we talk about sterones, these are the ketonic steroids. For example, in case of sex hormones, in case of males we have testosterone, while in case of female we have progesterone. Next is chromolipids. These are also known as terpenes, and these are the most complex lipids that are found in the protoplasm. When you talk about the example for chromolipids, we have carotenoids, vitamin A, E, K, and the natural rubber. Now we have a very important topic. You have to learn some basic points related to metabolic basis for living. So our first point is metabolic pathways can lead to a more complex structure from a simpler structure. Okay, we have a simple structure present in our body, that is acetic acid, and when the metabolic reactions occurs in our body, this simple structure acetic acid is being converted into a complex structure, that is cholesterol, and acetic acid acts as the primary precursor in the production of body cholesterol. This is very important point. Okay, the acetic acid is converted to the cholesterol in the liver through a series of biochemical reactions, and these biochemical reactions, these metabolic pathways are known as biosynthetic pathways or the anabolic pathways. And these anabolic pathways consumes the energy. Now, if you talk about the energy currency of the body, we have the ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. Okay, so living organism traps the energy liberated during the degradation and store in the form of chemical bonds of molecules like ATP. When needed, these chemical bonds are breaking down and energy is being liberated, and this liberated energy can be used when we do some physical works. Okay, ATP is the nucleotide that is called as universal energy carrier as well as the energy currency of the cell. The full form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate, and it is formed of adenine group, a ribose group, and a row of 3 phosphate groups attached to that ribose group. So ATP molecules are produced during the cellular respiration, and the second and third phosphate of ATP molecule are attached by the high energy bonds. When these second and third phosphate group of ATPs are break down, then a large amount of energy is liberated, and this kind of liberated energy can be used to perform the various cellular activities, and also you can say ATP is found in all the living cells. So we have our energy currency of the body, that is adenosine triphosphate. So this was all about today's lecture. Now, in case if you are new here at our YouTube channel, you can like, share and subscribe. If you have any query, you can mail us or you can contact us. Complete information is given to you on your screens. Now, a very important announcement. If you are preparing for CSIR UGC NET, you can follow Neha Taneja ma'am on Unacademy platform. She is one of the best educator on Unacademy, and if you are interested, you can go through with this detailed paid classes. While taking these detailed paid classes, you can use referral code NEHA, that is NEHA, and after using this referral code, you will get 10% discount on total fee. Thank you very much guys. I hope you all like the video.